Hi, it's Jen with Not So Mystical Tarot. This is going to be your reading for Sun, Moon, or Rising sign of Libra for the first half of July 2019. You can find me on Instagram at Not So Mystical Tarot or notsomysticaltarot.com if you would like a personal or private reading. Everything is in the description below. All right, let's get started for our Libras. And don't forget to watch your Moon and Rising signs for a little more clarification because this is a general reading, okay? Libra, the Tower. I will just tell you now, there is a lot of major energy flow happening through all of these readings. Do not freak out. The Tower is not terrible. Let's get a little closer. How's that? The Tower is not terrible. Sometimes it's just one of those things where if we don't handle something, the universe kind of will step in and handle it for us. The universe will make something happen when we are not making something happen. You know what I mean? All right, let's just get, okay. This is good. You have the Three of Pentacles. So this is the deal. Even though something may come in and may change your circumstances a little bit, if you have this Three of Pentacles, this is all about making a plan, having an architecture in place for when this thing happens. My guess, and it's more than a guess, what's actually happening here, what I'm seeing is that you know this thing is coming. This is not a surprise. This is something that either you've been putting off or you haven't been dealing with just yet, but it's inevitable. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting. So here's the deal. If you put a plan in place to handle this, it will be much easier for you when it actually does happen because you won't be blindsided by it. And you are not the only ones getting this. This is through all of the readings. So if you watch your Moon and Rising, you probably will not be surprised to see one of this Three of Pentacles is coming up all the time about having a plan, being prepared. Don't be caught off guard, either emotionally, and a lot of times it is emotional, because there's different things going on, and it's this issue is coming, and if you're prepared, you don't react badly. That's kind of the thing that's going on here. So let's get a little more clarification. Ace of Wands coming up all the time as well in these readings. This is about you taking action, okay? And it may be feeling uncomfortable. It may be an uncomfortable action that you need to take, but it is something that will, in the end, be right for you. It's almost like you have to follow your own passion. You have to follow your own idea about what you want for your life versus what other people are planning for you. You need to have your own plan. And that sometimes even can cause the Tower moment. You heading after your passion project, you heading after this person maybe that you really want to be with, and other people don't like it. It can even be something like that. This is coming up a lot too. You got the Seven of Swords, okay? And yes, that can be about sneaking around and all that, but really in this situation, I think it's more about just keeping this to yourself, okay? You know this is coming, but if you keep this plan kind of to yourself, just don't worry about telling everybody else how you're going to deal with whatever this situation could be when it happens. Just make your plan, know in your heart what you're going to do, and kind of leave it there. It doesn't have to go on social media. It's that kind of a thing. Just kind of, it's traumatic enough with that Tower. Just kind of keep it to yourself because you don't need the input from a lot of other people either about what they think or what they want you to do, that kind of thing. And you have the Death card. So here's the deal. All this stuff comes to pass, and then you need to let it go. Because death is all about letting something go. It doesn't mean people are going to start dropping dead around you. It means it's just time to let it go. This issue, the Tower thing, it happens, or it has happened. It's come to pass, whatever. You've handled it, you've dealt with it, or you will. And when that happens, once that's it, it's time to just let it go. Death comes in and kind of cleans out all the junk and then lets you begin again. There's always a brand new start, and look at that. Got your High Priestess. Your intuition is running high. And the good thing here is, Libra, you are an air sign. You are up in your head anyway. You rely heavily on your intellect all the time. So this intuition here, you know how all of this is going to play out. You already kind of know what's going on. You already, that Tower, like I said, you kind of have seen it coming. You already know. This is not a big shock to you. Good news here is, like I said, you're smart enough to be able to detach yourself because of being an air sign to let this thing clean itself up and move on. Use your intuition, and you'll know when it's safe to kind of step back in, when everything is all said and done. Let's get a little bit more information here. Yeah, and Libra, I'm telling you, everybody's readings are having the same theme. Like, it's crazy. Nine of Swords. Who got that? Somebody else got that too. This is something, even though you're up in your head about it and you know it's coming, it's still worrying you. Like, it's still one of those things where it's on your mind. And that's where we have this Death card saying, hey, listen, let's let it clear everything away. Because you ruminating over it, I think it was Cancer that got that. You ruminating over this, look at up all night, worry, always in the back of your mind. You doing all of that isn't very productive. And intuitively, you know this. But it doesn't stop you from doing it because, you know, in your mind, you are an analytical sign. It's what you do. But look at this. Ace of Swords, okay? So this is saying, let Death come in and clear this away, this worry, all this business, because look at, you have an opportunity to start again, to begin again, and that's exactly what happens when Death comes through, right? Cleans out all the old, lets you begin again. You have your intuition. You will intuitively know when it is time to begin again, and it doesn't matter what anybody else says or thinks about it. It really isn't, it's not really their issue, it's yours. It's really up to you to decide when these things happen and how you deal with them, like I said, because you will have your plan in place that you will remember be keeping to yourself. A little more information here. We've got Judgment. Yes, you got the Death card, you got Judgment. I love this card too because it's always, everything kind of is pulled into Judgment, and now you know right where you stand. This is no surprise, it's no big shock. You know right where you stand with everyone and everything, and it's easier that way. And no, it may not, everything may not shake out the way that you had envisioned, but doesn't mean that it's wrong. And that's the other thing too, is that it's this kind of like, here's Judgment Day, let the chips fall where they may, it's done and over with. And look at, you got this Knight of Pentacles, slowest moving energy, slowest moving energy in the entire deck. But you know what, this says to me, this has been a long time coming. It may not have materialized that long ago, but it has been a long time coming. And you know what, in a way with that Tower, sometimes it's better just to get it over with and get it done. I have the Tower necklace is the one I wear. I love the Tower card because it forces us out of that comfort zone. It forces us to deal with stuff, and sometimes it's a little bit of a little bit messy and a little bit crazy, but you know what, life is not always neat and orderly, you know, as much as we'd like it to be that way. I'd like it to be that way, but it's not. Get a little more. Oh yeah, look at that. You got the Sun. So once Death comes through, right, sweeps everything out, you can begin again. You have that that Ace of Swords. You can begin again with a whole new way of thinking. The Judgment comes, the chips fall where they may, it all comes to pass, blah, blah, blah. Look at that. You got your brand new day here, and then look at this. You got your Nine of Cups. So yes, it has been a long time coming, but when it's all said and done, and Judgment has been passed, and Death has cleared it all away, all of it comes back down to realized wishes, hopes. It's almost like I'm glad that's over with. Now I can move on. And you know what? You've earned it. Let it happen. Let it just all kind of fall where it falls, and you enjoy the new day, the new start, the brand new things that you have coming your way. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you soon.